Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today I'm going to make a project using the lovely Sleigh Ride dies from Stampin Up in the Autumn Winter catalogue. I'm starting off with a piece of Whisper white cardstock. I'm actually using the thick one, but either would do. And this is 5 inches by 3 inches. I'll just bring in the big shot. So I'm going to lay all 3 dies onto the big shot, and I'm going to lay down the houses, the trees and the sleigh ride on here, and then pop the top plate over there. I just moved that as I put that in. There we go. And I'm going to run that through the big shot. I'm just going to pop these out, and we've got a layer of Pool Party. This is, I've got metric sizes, but it's 3 3/4 inches by about 5.5 inches is going to be my layer there. And I'm going to pop these out. Now if, as I've done on this one, this piece was not right up to the end, I'm just going to show you a little trick that you can use. So it wasn't quite at the end here, so I'm just going to use my paper snips and just snip that through. And then I'm going to gently take this piece out. Now normally I wouldn't be bothered about the piece I'm taking off, but for this particular project I'm going to use all the elements, so I need that to be holding together fine. I'm just looking for my pricking tool. Right, so I'm just going to pop out these little extra pieces, and I've noticed on the, oops, off the camera there, I've noticed on the thick Whisper white they sometimes need a little bit of help coming out. And again, take this one out very gently so I make sure I don't lose any of the cut off elements. And then I'm going to take these pieces out around the sleigh. And those little 3 pieces there. Right, okay. Now to assemble these, I'm actually going to glue these on and just leave a little gap in between each one, and this is how this card is going to go together, like so. But before I actually stick them, I'm going to put a greeting in. This greeting is from the White Christmas stamp set, and I'm stamping with Memento ink, and we've got Thinking of You at Christmas, and then that says, and sending every good wish for the coming new year. So I'm going to start off with this one here. And use Tombow, so we've got a little bit of wiggle room when we put it down. And pop that up there. And I'm going to put my house one in. Bit of glue around the trees. And then I'm just going to give myself a little gap. So I'm putting those down and just giving myself a little gap, and that, let's hold that up, that makes that come to life. A little tiny bit of glue. In fact, I'm going to use my my very fine tipped glue just to get those little pieces there. So I miss those off. I don't want those popping up. And then pop this one in, again little dots of glue on the back of my Christmas trees. And then line that up with that little gap. And finally a sleigh and the pony at the bottom. Okay. Now I've got a slightly bigger gap at the bottom than I wanted. So I'm just going to grab my trimmer and trim that down a bit. So that's going to trim down now to 3.5 inches. That's better, happier with that. And it's just where I laid those out. If I could have laid those out differently. So that was 3 by 5, 3.5 by 5.5, and that's working very well. And then I'm going to take a basic grey background and mount that up. Now I think we need a little bit of sparkle on that just to finish it off. So back to the fine tip glue, and what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to use the gap, the blue gap, as a place to put my glue, and so I can actually run that along there to get a glittery snow line. Put the cap back on. Am I off the camera doing that? It's easier if you put your finger where the nozzle is to ease that on. And I've got some Dazzling Diamonds glitter here. Now you do need to shake this in every direction once you've put the glitter on to make sure that you haven't got it trapped behind any of those pieces. Give that a good tap to get all the excess off. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to go over that with a tissue and take off the excess that's in places I don't want. You can take a brush and take some of it off straight away if you wish, but I'm going to just let that dry and then take the excess off with a tissue, which is a lot easier. But that leaves a lovely sparkly finish, and that's today's card. Thank you for visiting Elizabeth's Craft Room today. I look forward to welcoming you back again soon.